The age-old question of what makes a human a human. The Gene of AI, a series that I was kind of decently excited for to come around in the summer 2023 anime season. And after the first two episodes, I can honestly say that I'm both intrigued, fascinated, but at the same time, a little bit let down. But that's not to say that I've lost my excitement for the series, because honestly, what I am intrigued by is really this fascinating world. They're doing a really good job of kind of building and piecing together, explain the concepts within this world that mankind has sort of developed over time. The advancements of AI and the development of humanoids. Being sort of a futuristic blackjack, so to speak. Exploring concepts that I really enjoyed getting into with things like Time of Eve and Plastic Memories. But this is my thoughts on the first two episodes of The Gene of AI, a series that is airing in the summer 2023 anime season, being done by Madhouse. So let's jump right into it. The Gene of AI opens up in a future where 10% of the population itself are humanoids powered by advanced AI. And we follow Hikaru Tsudo, who unfortunately is trying to find a copy made of his mother. Now, this was an illegal copy that was made many years ago. This group was promising his mother that they were going to give him medical care if she were to be a part of this clinical trial. And part of that clinical trial was to make a backup of her memories, sort of make an AI out of her existence. And this was extremely illegal, and she wasn't aware of this. And so she got arrested, and now jump forward into the future, Hikari is trying to find that copy. He also used to work with this company that had this very advanced AI system called Michi. But after he didn't get the answers that he wanted from that system, he's kind of broken off, and now he's working as a doctor for humanoids. So his daily routine is helping people at his clinic, while secretly, he's actually this person known as Mogadi. And Mogadi is sort of a black market doctor. Whenever somebody needs help, but they can't go to an actual doctor because something went bad, they go to him. Yes, in most cases, you would assume is because they broke the law doing it. The first example that we get in the first episode is this father who his wife fell down these stairs. And in a panic, assuming that she may have broke herself, he decided to make a backup of her mind, which, like I mentioned earlier, is illegal. But because he made an illegal backup, he had to get an illegal program, and that illegal program infected her with a virus. So he seeks out Hikaru to essentially help him fix her brain and bring that backup into her. So this sort of brings up the big question mark of why backing up a brain or memories is so bad in this world, which also kind of lends itself to a lot of other discussions happening at the same time and additionally in the second episode. Sort of the limitations, the fears, and the troubles that come from being either human or being humanoid. The line between the two of them and what makes one or the other. A concept that's seen heavily in the second episode, where you have this boy who's trying to get faster at sprinting, but he becomes extremely frustrated because while his human friend is progressively getting better and actually has gotten to the point where he's able to pass him, he has stayed stagnant. Because humanoids don't build muscles like humans. They're sort of set to specifications. And it sort of introduced this concept of an AI being able to progress only when it's told that it's able to. And this concept could be technically true for him to progress his own running. At the same time, it kind of gets a little bit into the idea of how humans themselves is fragile. When they get injured, they don't just get a repair job and they're good. They have to heal over time. At the same time, an old coworker with Hikaru is trying to drag him back into the AI program Michi that he originally came away from, with the hopes that possibly this new AI that has sort of built its own self-upgrade can possibly give him the answers that he needs to find his mother. Which, yes, again, his mother's in jail, it's just he's trying to find the copy made of his mother. So my thoughts on the Gene of AI. I am really enjoying this show. I love this types of stuff. I like this kind of seemingly close future concept. Not getting too crazy into like crazy self-implanting people on the moon while their AIs are on the ground on Earth, that kind of crazy futuristic self. Just enough that it feels like a believable world. What I've consumed of Blackjack I really enjoy. I like the idea of the doctor that is willing to do the dirty work. Get in there and handle the issues that, yes, your typical hospital and stuff is not going to want to touch. Those problems that step outside the normal line, into the realm of moral issues. Like with the first case, him having to essentially save this lady who got a virus inside of her brain. It starts to beg the moral question mark of why did you back him up? Okay, now what are we going to do going forward? We've already established that this is against the law, but then it starts to get into the moral issue itself. The daughter of the family obviously not understanding what the issue is, Hikaru's having to sort of explain it. That a lot of issues come morally from doing that. Specifically, what he's pointing out is this concept of this brain that was backed up of this terrorist and how it's being used at different locations to attack people. But additionally, the episode itself gets in the concept of, do you lose yourself? Because as this mother finally goes in there to have the job done, he has to format her entire brain, clear it completely zero, and then install the backup. And so just before it happens, she immediately realizes, no, I'm afraid of disappearing. It's gonna remove my existence, right? It's kind of that unknown area. What makes a existence an existence? And this sort of hits the daughter at some point, realizing that she's lost a whole week. The backup was a week ago. So everything that she did from that point on is no longer there. And it makes her realize that it actually happened. It finally hits her. So far, I'm kind of fascinated with how they've sort of developed the idea of humanoids in the world. Yes, a lot of that is sort of cheesy exposition jumps. Like, if there's 10% humanoids in this world at this point, why are people still at a diner randomly talking about how, wow, it's so weird that humanoids are still designed to decay over time? They've sort of put a lot of thought into how exactly a humanoid works. They age, they're set to specifications, they can only get so strong. Some make body modifications to make themselves more attractive to appeal to men, but still know that those men know that they cannot pass on their genes. It's doing a good job of sort of presenting the pros and cons of even a society with humanoids in it. What is the purpose of building people who can't reproduce? Who's even producing them to begin with? What is the benefits of becoming a humanoid? The assumption is that at some point you have to decide that you want to become a humanoid and have your brain essentially implanted into a humanoid. But then you have other cases like this runner in the second episode. The assumption is that he's always been humanoid. At what point did he become it? Did his parents make him into a humanoid? Or was he birthed to be a humanoid? Because again, assessing the pros and cons of it is really where the question mark becomes. Why would you want to be a humanoid? You can be easily repaired, but you still age and die like everybody else. You can't advance, but it's harder for you to be injured. But yeah, that's all to say that I really do like how they're kind of developing these stories, and thankfully it doesn't feel like each episode is going to be just one story. They're doing a really good job of kind of sprinkling in a lot of developments around Hikaru, his issue that he's currently working on, and just sort of a look at the overall picture. The second episode really got deep into the idea of this AI that Karu, who is of course working on the project, specifically thinks that the AI has advanced so much, that machines have advanced so much, that they don't have stamina like humans do, that they could easily take over things if they wanted to. There's a thought that at some point humanoids and AI itself would eventually not want humans around. As it's put, despite the fact that mankind has advanced so much, they're still sort of stuck, sort of cling onto things they find normal, like the life cycle itself. Again, why would you make a humanoid that dies over time? Why not make a humanoid live forever? Why is it so bad to back up your memories? There seems to be a hint right now that they could eventually break from those norms. But at its core, obviously, is Hikaru, who is this doctor. So far, I'm liking him as a character. Honestly, when I first seen the PVs, I thought he was going to be the poker face, dull emotion type of character, but dude smiles, so that's all I can ask for. He has emotion, he has desires, he has something that he's shooting for. And he's somebody that gets angry when he needs to get angry. When he sees somebody screw up and do something he shouldn't be doing, he's willing to yell out. But no, he's not the life of the party, let's be perfectly honest. But he's got a believable nature to him, and I like that. Risa is the life of the party. She's the one that's going to liven things up, and that's his assistant. Girl's probably the weakest part of the show so far. She just seems to be just there as cute and to say how much she likes him so much. Hopefully eventually they'll get her doing something besides that, but for now, I guess you have to have a flower in the desert. My only real negative I can say about the series so far is that I do feel that despite the fact that I'm intrigued by the world, I will admit that each of these stories, the main stories of each episode, again, the whole backup situation in the first episode, and the track runner in the second episode, as they are pretty simple stories. I think the only reason that doesn't bother me so much is that there's story happening elsewhere. That kind of helps it at least spice up the episode itself. Visually, it's fine. They're not really kind of doing anything crazy here, and I think they do a really good job of sort of creating the world itself and breathing life into it. I think my only real concern that I have right now really is around that deeper story about Hikaru and his mother having a decent story to go with it. I'm hoping that it doesn't get too blown out of proportion, but I'm assuming they will. They've already kind of hinted at the end of the second episode that Michi looks like Hikaru, whatever that means. Maybe the backup mom becomes an AI that births Michi, probably, as my assumption. but we'll see. But yeah, overall, I'm really enjoying this show so far. Very intrigued by the world itself. Cannot wait to see where it goes from here. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my impressions. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment. Let me know what you thought of the episodes and if you're going to be checking it out. Additionally, if you're new to this channel, make sure that subscribe button to get my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, and membership button down below. I greatly appreciate everybody that does, and y'all take care.